microplastics. Microplastics are broken down pieces of plastic that come from larger pieces, such as water bottles and plastic bags. Microplastics are a huge part of ocean pollution, but what's the big deal about them? Microplastics are non-biodegradable, meaning they cannot decompose. This means they can only become smaller and smaller. About 10% of the world's plastic ends up in the ocean every year, and that amount of plastic is considered to be hugely underestimated. These plastics break down into less than 5 millimeters or 0.2 inches in size. These microplastics take thousands of years to break down. They form into clear little plastic balls, and with so many of them in the ocean today, it's almost as if the ocean has turned into a clear, plasticky soup. There are two different types of microplastics, primary and secondary. Primary plastics are called microbeads. These are found in health products, such as what you use to exfoliate your skin, as well as your toothpaste. Ultimately, these plastics end up getting washed down the drain. They can be as small as 1 millimeter in size, so they don't get filtered out, leaving them to end up in the ocean. Luckily, the use of microbeads in healthcare has been banned in many major countries. Secondary plastics are larger plastics that get broken down by the waves and winds of the ocean. These are one-use plastics, such as water bottles, plastic bags, and plastic straws. Before these plastics break down into microplastics, they ride the ocean currents and join thousands of other one-use plastics. These form into a gyre. The largest known one is called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Not only can microplastics end up on our beaches, but they can also turn up on your dinner plate. How? Well, let me tell you. Almost every aquatic ecosystem starts off with phytoplankton and zooplankton. In the food chain, the small fish eats the plankton, the mackerel eats the small fish, and so on until the fish is consumed by either a human, a bird, or a larger fish. Let's put that aside for now and talk about the 10% rule. The 10% rule is when a species eats another species, but only 10% of the energy is transferred. Let's look at this chart. When the seal eats the fish, it only gains 10% of the energy. When the polar bear eats the seal, it only gains 10% of the seal's original 10%. This causes the polar bear to eat more seals. Now let's apply this to microplastics. If the zooplankton eats one microplastic and the small fish eats the zooplankton, the small fish would only have 10% of the amount of the energy that the zooplankton originally stored. The small fish would have to eat an equivalent of 10 zooplankton to make up for the 90% loss of energy. The small fish now has 10 pieces of microplastics inside of him. Now the mackerel has to eat 100 small fish to make up for the 90% of missing energy, overall making 1,000 microplastics in one mackerel. Guess who's going to be eating that mackerel next? Microplastics are a huge threat to our planet. They danger our oceans and ourselves. Spreading awareness can stop the production of one-use plastics and help clean up the plastic that is already in the ocean. Share this video with a friend, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it or if you want to know more about ocean pollution. Thanks for watching. Bye!